Why did you convert to Islam?
I believed that it would help me, and it has helped me, and I think it would help anybody. And I felt something in the mosque that day that I'd never felt any religious place or any earthly place at all. I actually suffer with something I thought was anxiety, and I've now got it a lot more under control with help to Islam.
Alfie, why did you convert to Islam?
To be honest, only God can answer that question, but it was right for me, it felt right at the time. I never really had a religion, I've never really been a religious person, and I believed that it would help me, and it has helped me ever since that I took my Shahada and reverted to Islam, and I think it would help anybody.
Was there a moment where the decision was made?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I say that. There was a moment that I took a big step into that direction. I've said it on previous podcasts before. I was out on a day out in my dad's helicopter with my friend who is also a revert, and his mum was taking her Shahada that night. So we come back from the trip in the helicopter, and he said, right, I've got to get back home because my mum's taking her Shahada tonight. So I said, as I do, because I'm just a kind of a forward person, happy to do anything, very easygoing. I'll come with you to see what it's all about. I asked the question, is it all right if I come in there? I'm not a Muslim. They said, yeah, you'd be welcomed with open arms, So I walked in there, and I felt something in the mosque that day that I'd never felt any religious place or any earthly place at all. And I asked the imam that was doing his mum's Shahada for a Quran. Then I opened the Quran, started, because it's not something I could walk into a mosque and say, right, I felt this feeling, I'm now taking my Shahada. But what it did do was open my eyes, I'm going to look into this. And so I did. I read the Quran twice before I took my Shahada. I was very compatible with everything that was in the book. And I could see the guidance that it tries to give all of the readers, and anybody that follows the religion will totally understand. And after that, I read it twice. I never just read it once, I read it twice, because once again, I'm not the best reader in the world. I'm not illiterate, but my reading is very appalling. I learnt myself to read and write when I come out of school. I come out of school when I was 12, and I learnt to read and write through social media because I had to.
Wow.
Because back when I first on Facebook, there was no voice message or voice note or dictaphones where you could just talk and it would write. So I literally learnt myself. So I can read words, but to understand an actual book or to understand a chapter of a book is quite difficult for me. It would take me twice to really understand it or to have a full understanding of it. And I read it and I was very compatible, and like I say, it's proved me very right.
And how has it improved your life?
It's just given me a better life. It's enhanced everything I've done. Instead of thinking to myself, oh, why haven't I done this or why haven't I done that, I now look at things as in I'm blessed to be alive for another day.
Amen to that.
Which helps a lot.
And gratitude, is that something you maybe haven't felt much until you converted to Islam? Absolutely,
100%. I've never really had that feeling ever in my life. Hence, I don't even know what the word means.
Yeah.
But what it is that it just makes you think that I'm grateful for what I have. I'm not upset with why I haven't got there or why I haven't done this, but it just makes me so much more grateful. You know where I'm coming from? Like, thank God I'm alive, thank God my family's healthy, thank God I've got food on the table. Anything I do apart from that is a bonus.
Yeah, because it seems daily now like I hear stories. One of my friends, his wife spent the day with her friend and then found out that evening she'd hung herself. And there's people who, they lose their children in war, and yet we're all getting anxious and stressed about small. Why do we all not be more present and feel more blessed every day for this real rarity that we have, which is life?
Because I believe, the same as myself, we needed something to point us in that direction and open our eyes to what we do have.
Right.
And that life is very precious.
Yeah.
And when you read the Quran, you will understand all of this.
Right.
Or I did. That's like I said, it changed my whole mindset, and it enhanced it and made me want to be a better person. Now my intentions, I was never a bad person. I wasn't in a bad place. I didn't think, well, I'm a bad person. I've done this, and this. Of course I've done some sins in my time, as you would say, and I will carry on sinning because I'm a student. We all sin, but I now have a conscience that kicks in. I always had a conscience, but just that little bit more to think that, you know, when we're by ourselves and we're in our own time and no one's looking, we can get up to whatever we want. But then to think that God's looking over on you, who are you kidding? You know? So these are the reasons that it helps me. It would be an endless conversation on where and why it would help me, but it has.
Yeah. So is there a bit of a challenge whereby you're now in this place where you're blessed to be alive and grateful for everything you've got, but to continue to be successful, don't you need a bit of lack and hunger? We were talking about the boxing, weren't we? You know, people who need the money and love the sport, they've got the hunger. So when your gratitude and everything is just perfect, does that take that hunger away?
It hasn't taken it away from me. It's actually made my work and my life easier. Because like I say, if something doesn't go my way, I turn back, thank God I'm alive. If it does, great. You know, it hasn't maybe, it's enhanced me as a person.
Right.
Like it's actually, and my dad said that on a podcast, because I said to my dad, we was on a podcast together once, and I asked my dad, do you think it's made me a better person? And he said, no, I think it's enhanced you as a person, which was a beautiful and a great way to explain it to the audience and even to myself. And ever since he's told me that, that is the way I would explain it, because I wasn't a bad person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe I was always relatively successful, and I always pushed to go further forward. Like, I haven't changed as a person. If you knew me before and you knew me after, I haven't really changed as a person.
Yeah.
There's just obviously things that I now do and some things I don't do.
So do you not deal in gold watches anymore?
I do deal in gold watches, I just don't wear them.
Right.
Like, it's fine to own gold, but it's not okay to wear it. Now, women are allowed to wear it, but men are not.
Right. So did you sell all the gold watches you own?
I would have sold them before anyway. I'd have tried to sell them as quick as I can, but no, I've still got gold watches and I just don't wear them.
Yeah. What are you most excited about for your future?
What am I most excited about for my future? Do you know what? I take every day as it comes, and I don't really look past tomorrow. Or I don't even look past this afternoon. I don't look past the next hour. I just take every day as it comes. And the quickest way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, you know? So...
Yeah. Is there anything that scares you?
The dark. Scared about? I don't like the dark.
It's funny, I don't like the dark.
I'm frightened of the dark. Like, the element of surprises. That's it, but apart from that, no. But to be honest, it's not... I actually suffer with something that I thought was anxiety, and I've now got it a lot more under control with help to Islam, is a lack of fulfillment. And I used to think I had anxiety, and when someone said to me, no, well, what you've actually got is lack of fulfillment, which is like just don't know what's wrong, like an itch that can't be scratched, and there's something bothering you, but you don't know what it is, and that would be lack of fulfillment. So
how do you fill the fulfillment? Or
you've got to be grateful for everything you've got for a start, which also helps very much, and try and fulfill what you was set out to fulfill in the first place. And you don't get it at all. But like I say, I thought I got anxiety, but I didn't. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Just a quick one. I have a digital financial toolkit for you that you can instantly download to make, manage and multiply money, build multiple streams of recurring income and increase your earnings. Now the link is in the description. It's completely free. It's my gift to you. So go and click the link in the description right now. This was just a short excerpt from a long, deep and fascinating discussion. Go down the rabbit hole with me right there.